In the beginning, there was the Creator, and from the silver pen of the Creator, words flowed forth and formed a world that was pleasing to him. Words describing the land, the sea, the planes of reality, and of course, the people. People of many shapes, sizes, wants and desires. The people most of all he loved. He loved to watch them grow, play, love and hate. But the people did something he did not expect. They too could create and add to the world. The Creator was delighted by this. The people within his creation could nurture it and help it grow all the more beautiful and vibrant. But the Creator was not done. For though the world was beautiful, it was disordered. So wielding his silver pen, he split his creation twice. He divided it into what he saw as ordered and disordered, and what in his mind was good and what was not good. These divides filled the world with conflict, which he could use to test the virtues of the people within it, and see what they could overcome together. Many ages passed thus. The world grew, the world changed. From the will of the people, gods were born. Seeking to distinguish himself from those gods, the Creator took on a new name, Eo, the God of Gods. One day, a lesser god, by the name of Logth, the Queen of Spiders, came to question her place in the world. She was of the realms of chaos and evil, as were her children, the drow, that had willed her into being. She came to Eo and asked him, "What is my purpose in this world? What is the purpose of my children? The people hate me and punish them. To what end do they suffer?" Eo did not answer. It was not the place of the creations to question his will. He simply set the world into motion and watched. So the Queen of Spiders wandered through the world in search of her answer. It had grown far beyond the borders she was familiar with. The wider world was strange but beautiful, and she found people like her children that were accepted by those around them. They were happy, while her own kind were not. Eventually she returned to her own part of creation, and sought out one who had been there from the beginning, Asmodeus. They were the first being to spring forth from the wound the Creator made when he split the evil from the good. She asked unto Asmodeus, what was the Creator's intent for them? And Asmodeus replied to the Queen of Spiders, "You and I were born to be hated. We were born so that good could exist. You and your children are evil, not from your own wills and designs, but because you are there to test the resolve of others." The answer made the Queen of Spiders weep tears of anguish. She assembled her children, and the gods sympathetic to her cause, Grumsh, Maglubiet, Yinogu, all the gods of those named Monster, and together they openly challenged Eo. "Who are you to determine who is good and who is not? Who are you to tell us that we are evil, when we had no choice but to be so?" Eo, for the first time in his life, felt embarrassed by his creation. But still he gave no answer. Who were they to question he that gave life unto all of this? But the gods did not leave. They gestured to the wider creation. "Look at what we could be. Do you not see this wider world?" And Eo looked out at his creation, and saw that it had grown far beyond what he had envisaged. The people had built lands, seas, whole planes of reality, and filled their world with people he had never dreamed possible. But instead of seeing the beauty and wonder of the whole, Eo was blinded by his own shame, by the imperfections of his part in it. His embarrassment turned to jealousy, and his jealousy into hate. So again, he took up his silver pen. He wanted to separate what he felt was good from what was not. He wanted to separate his creations from those of the people so that they would no longer shame him. But the people of the world said unto him that he could not. Their creations and his were one. Neither could be whole without the other. Eo would not listen. The people he had once loved, he now hated. So he set down the silver pen and extended a hand to sweep the people from his land. They were a blight upon it, which needed to be sent into oblivion. But he faltered. A pain unlike any he had ever felt before pierced his back. The Creator turned to face his assailant and found the gods of his creation, Bahamut and Tiamat, Khyber and Eberron, the Dawnfather, the Wild Mother, the Raven Queen, Seren Ray, and countless others behind them. Together, they now held the silver pen, and from it dripped the blood of the Creator. Among the gods, Asmodeus stood and smiled broadly. To the Creator who had defined him, he said, "No gods, no masters." Fearing his existence, the Creator turned and fled. He abandoned his creation. He would make one anew elsewhere. Many of the people wept at his leaving. Who now would give the world order? Who now would determine what was good in this world? Asmodeus said unto them, that what is good and what is evil is what each of them define it to be. And with no single vision left to define him, Asmodeus and the evil of the world departed from it. The gods that remained fought between themselves. Who among them would be worthy of presiding over this untamed world? Many were slain, born, and changed from the conflict. But there was only ever one choice. One alone who was impartial, one alone who could unite both chaos and order. Lady Luck. The gods that remained placed her upon the throne of creation, and she took on the form of an awesome phoenix. And unto the people of the world she gave the silver pen of creation and these words: Each of you are a creator unto themselves. So go forth and create beautiful things, and may good fortune favour them. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this bit of bad D&D fanfiction that sums up my feelings about the recent events that have happened around D&D, and also kind of sums up what my hopes are for the future of the game system. I feel like in many ways, Wizards of the Coast are abandoning the game system that they set in motion. So it's up to people who have enjoyed this game to kind of pick up where they left off. I'm personally currently working on a project under the code name 7E. It'll be a completely open game system released under the Creative Commons 4 license. So as I'm working on this, these are going to be all ideas that other DMs or game developers can take and use as they see fit. And the intent is that 7E will be completely compatible with 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons content, while also being legally distinct from it and taking lessons learned from the optimization community around D&D on how a system like 5th edition can be made, well, so much better and cleaner and more intuitive. Work has already begun on this, and while it's early into development, I can tell you that already systems like combats and skill checks are shaping up to be a lot more intuitive and versatile for players of all levels. Additionally, I'll be introducing the idea of conflicts, which is the system's way of making scenes such as chases and negotiations just as important and engaging to players as the combat system is currently. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, the ideas of alignment are going to be changed for what I'll be presenting in 7E. Instead of it being split between good and evil and chaos and law, it'll be split 3 ways, between order, disorder, and harmony. There'll be no kind of essentialism in this system. The idea of evil, quote unquote, is dead, and instead, evil will simply be this idea where characters take concepts like order, disorder, and harmony too far. To me, at least, that feels far more true to life and does away with the idea of any single characters being inherently evil. So if you're interested in this project and want to hear the latest news and updates, then please subscribe to the channel. I'll be presenting my progress on this, as well as Google documents relating to the project as it goes on. Other than that, thank you very much, and I hope to see you around.